Welcome everyone to Pick a Patch with Dr. Don and Dr. Stan. We're just so excited to have you jump on with us on this special Zoom to talk to you about the special patches that are offered by Lifewave. And you know, Lifewave is a company that we're excited to be a part of because it's changing people's lives. Our inventor, David Smith, founded this company 20 years ago in 2024. So we're coming up on our 20th anniversary next year, which is going to be a totally exciting, fantastic year for Lifeway. There's going to be all kinds of wonderful new things coming down the pipe. And I don't know how much better it can get, but it's going to get better. I can guarantee you that. You know, David was on a mission to help people to live long and live well, to live healthy. And it's been his mission and our company's mission to help people to live longer, live healthier, and live younger, and have products and technology that are backed by science, clinical studies, patents, and of course, real life results. You know, David started out and creating all kinds of mechanical engineering projects commercially and for even the military. In fact, the whole patch technology started when he was working with the Navy SEALs. And the Navy SEALs were, at the time, he was working in the mini sub projects, helping them to develop some motors and battery systems for the mini subs. And they were looking for a way to increase energy with people without having to use drugs or caffeine or other things. And so David said, look, I'm working on a project right now that uses photobiomodulation, infrared light that is emanating from the body of each and every human being on the face of the earth. And basically that light, when it is coming out of the body, it will glow in the night. If you had night vision goggles, you could actually see that infrared heat light energy emanating from our body. It cannot be seen with the naked eye, but it can be seen with special technology like night vision goggles. And so anyway, what he discovered was that he could reflect that infrared light back into the body. And just like the sun, when it hits the body and triggers the body to produce vitamin D, hormone production, many other biological benefits of sunshine, that same energy is within our body. That infrared light that comes from the sun is within us. And when it is being pushed out of our bodies, David learned how to take these crazy patches that we have and basically reflect that energy back into the body to trigger certain biological functions. And so that's how it started, was with the energy patch. But of course, the patch that changed everything was the X39. The X39 is the patch we tell people. You know, Dr. Don and I always say, if you're going to patch, you got to start with X39. That is our base patch to activate those cells, you know, and to keep you more youthful. And then, of course, we encourage people to use the Eon, you know, for everyone to get the inflammation out of the body and help the X39 to work faster and better. And so those are the two basic patches. And we always talk about the glutathione as a third patch that you could add to your regimen. But tonight, Dr. Don is going to share with us about a special patch. It's the sister patch to the X39. And the X39 patch, of course, is our flagship product. And Dr. Don can tell you the differences between the two and how the two can work synergistically together. But, you know, Dr. Don and I, we've both been in alternative practitioners for many years. Dr. Don is a medical doctor, has a medical degree, biological degree. He's just a well-rounded professional, but he chose to help people in prevention rather than trying to cure, which I think is pretty cool. And we kind of met up about 10 years ago, and we were able to have so much in common with trying to help people spiritually, physically, mentally, emotionally. And so we've been doing this combined together for almost 100 years, which is kind of crazy when I think about that. But we're not your medical doctors. We don't prescribe, we don't diagnose, we don't treat diseases, we don't offer medical advice. If you have a medical concern, go see your medical doctor. If you're pregnant, nursing, that's a medical condition, you need to see your medical doctor that you go to. So with that, Dr. Don, I'm really excited to hear about the X49, because this is one of my favorite patches also, because I know it really helped me. But dive into this patch, Dr. Don, and tell us a little bit more about this technology.
Yes, I'd love to. Can you hear me okay, Dr. Stan?
Yeah, we hear you loud and clear.
Okay, good. Good. Yes, I also love this patch. It's the only other patch that actually works with the rejuvenating cells in your body like the X39 does. It's a sister patch to the X39. And the main difference is X39 works by stimulating a signaling molecule called GHK copper peptide. And that was well researched by Dr. Lauren Picard for 50 years. And we knew a lot of the benefits about that. But there's a sister peptide. It's really a daughter peptide, more correctly, called AHK copper peptide. And it also has some wonderful benefits in the body, but they haven't been researched as much as the GHK was. So David Schmidt, when he created this patch, was interested in really what all it would do, because there wasn't as much research. And he was super pleased when it came to clinical study and found out what it was doing, because it did several things that what it wasn't intended to do. Originally, he made it for like professional athletes or people who really want to take it to another level in their health, maybe build muscle and become stronger bones, stronger muscles. And of course, the bones are where the cells of the immune system are formed, in the bone marrow. So that's a benefit of it too. When you have strong bones, you've got strong bone marrow, you've got immune system benefits. But the main thing to remember about this patch, the X49, I would say, is stamina. It gives you balanced energy. It's not like a caffeine energy, but it definitely gives stamina and then strength. And those two things are because of the muscle building qualities, the ability for it to help you build muscle, which burns a lot of calories. In fact, 1 pound of muscle burns 50 calories a day. It's very active, high metabolism, versus a pound of fat that only burns 2 calories a day. That's the importance of retaining lean muscle mass. And that's what this patch can really help you do, help you to attain and maintain ideal weight. Because anytime you build muscle, you're going to have that benefit, that metabolic benefit, literally burning 25 times as many calories with muscle than you do for fat. And then the third thing, so the first thing is stamina and then strength. Both of those are related to muscle building. And then the third thing would be fat loss. This was another benefit of the X49. And of course, that's important because excess fat is unsightly in your body. But here's why it's even more important. Every pound of fat you have on your body, you have hundreds of miles of blood vessels, hundreds, over 100 miles for an extra pound of fat. If you got 10 pounds of fat, you've got 1,000 miles more of blood vessels just to keep it alive. And your heart's pumping and got to perfuse all of that. And it's just a machine, really, a pump. And if it's pumping through 1,000 more miles of arterioles and capillaries and veins, it's not going to last as long. So it's important to get rid of that excess fat. And also fat is where toxins hide. So X49, here's the thing to remember about it: stamina, strength, which are muscle building qualities, and then fat loss. But there were a couple of other things that happened that they didn't anticipate and has been very consistent. And that is, it supports follicular, healthy follicles. Let's put it that way. Follicles are where your body makes hair to grow out of. And we've really seen some benefits with that. And that was something that was not necessarily thought it was going to happen, but it certainly did happen. And then another thing, when you use the X39 together with the X49 at the same time, you get what's called a Faraday cage effect, which is a protecting thing from electromagnetic radiation around your body, which is anytime you're exposed to any kind of electricity, you're exposed to electromagnetic radiation. And some of it's good. From the sun, it's good. But the like 60 cycles that we choose in our electricity, that's not good. But there's a protective benefit even from your phones and other things like that when you use X39 and X49 together. So those are added benefits to support healthy hair growth and potentially help with hair loss. Now, David Schmidt recommends micro needling. If you're going to really try to get that hair growth going, use that X49, but micro needling, make it work even better. So I did hear him say that about the X49 patch, but what you want to remember, it's muscle building and fat burning. And let me close with this, tell you why that's so important, because the average person loses 1 pound of lean muscle mass after age 20 every year. So from 20 to 30, you lose 10 pounds of lean muscle mass. So if a muscle is burning 50 calories a day, and it is, that's 10 pounds gone. That's 500 calories you couldn't eat at age 30 that you were able to eat at age 20 because you lost that lean muscle mass. Then from 30 to 40, it's another 500. That's 1,000 calories. From 40 to 50, it's 1,500. From 50 to 60, 2,000 calories that you got away with eating at age 20 that you can't eat at age 60 because you don't have that lean muscle mass. So retaining lean muscle mass is extremely important for your healthy future. And that's what X49 can help you do. Stamina and strength with the muscle building benefit, and then fat loss, specifically losing fat. Because when you lose weight, you don't want to just lose weight, you want to lose fat. And you want to gain lean muscle mass at the same time. And by the way, muscle weighs 3 to 5 times as much as fat. So even if you stay at the same weight, if you're exercising and you're maintaining lean muscle mass and using your X49, you could stay at the same weight and it would be healthy. You'd be changing shape. So to get in shape, stay in shape, take your health to a whole nother level, add the X49 to your X39 and see some of these powerful benefits. That's what I love about the X49. Dr. Stan, I'll turn it back to you.
Well, just to kind of recap, it's like what you said, when they started doing the clinical studies, this turned out to be a reservoir of many benefits, to the muscle, the heart, the brain, and the skin. And I know in one of the studies, and you can maybe elaborate on this quickly, is that it increases alanine production in the body, which can help with the brain, nerve, and energy function, which can help with cognitive function, your memory, thinking, and things like that. And if I'm not mistaken, correct me, Dr. Don, is this a non-essential fat that is increased when we take the increased with this AHK copper peptide?
Yes, and fat is extremely important for brain function. Your brain is mostly water, but the solid portion of your brain is 60% fat. So you need healthy fats, and you need to be able to assimilate those fats and use them. And X49 can certainly help you do that. So along with the muscle building, fat loss, and then just strong bones. When you have strong bones, your bones aren't weak. They aren't sort of losing their hardness, which is, well, I don't know if we're allowed to say what that's caused when your bones get thin and brittle. We'll just say it that way. It supports strong, healthy bones, bone marrow for immune system, for stamina, for strength, for fat loss, and supporting, of course, brain function, and then protecting from electromagnetic negative effects. There's so many benefits of the X49,
So many,
and
yeah.
I recommend you use it with the X39 together.
Yeah, and you know, Dr. Don, when we first started our journey, is kind of a testimony for what you've just mentioned. We started with the X39 and the Eon, but at the time they were doing a special with the X49. It was just getting released. And so I started doing the X49 because they kind of threw it in as a bonus that during that time, you know. And you know, you mentioned muscles, and the heart is a muscle. And I knew myself within 3 weeks of using this combination of patches, the performance bundle X3949 with the added Eon, I started experiencing I wasn't losing weight, but I was losing inches, Dr. Don. You know, I worked out every morning, but all of a sudden, you know, I noticed my pants were getting loose, my shirts were not as tight. Jody started saying, "Hey, you're starting to get some definition back." And it was because it wasn't, I was losing fat, but I was gaining muscle mass, like you mentioned, which is the healthy way to lose weight. And then, of course, over a period of 2 to 3, on week 2, my blood pressure dropped 20 points. In week 3, my blood pressure dropped 30 points. And we're not saying that the patch did that, but I can tell you the only thing I changed in my life during that 3 weeks was I was using this performance bundle, X3949 and the Eon. I raised my AHK copper peptides, my GHK copper peptides, and my body just began to heal itself, Dr. Don. You know, it's amazing. We've believed this our whole life. You give your body what it needs to succeed. You give it what God and nature intended for it to have. And the next thing you know, we're healing, restoring, and rejuvenating. That's what's so exciting about this technology.
It is. And, you know, Dr. Stan, I'll quickly throw this in. I gained a bunch of weight over the last holiday season, and I got that weight off very quickly with SP6. I lost fat, and that's what you want. You don't want to lose weight. You want to lose fat, because it all came right around my belly. It was the abdominal, what I call toxic belly fat. Well, then I got down towards ideal weight, and then several months later, I started using the X49, and I gained weight with the X49, but it did not go to my belly. I kept it lean as it gained. It was muscle, and I didn't change anything about my exercise regimen or what I was eating. And it was remarkable. So this really works. It'll help you build muscle, burn fat, and it can support the heart, like you're talking about, support the immune system, even supporting hair follicles. So that's another side benefit. So I'd try that X49 if you're interested in any of those benefits, Dr. Stan.
Yeah, and you know that we do have a performance bundle where you can get the X39 and 49 at a little special discount too. So get back in touch with the person who shared this video with you. Find out about this wonderful, wonderful technology that is literally helping people to look younger, feel younger, adding years to their life and life to their years. We're just so excited to share this technology. And again, we're not making medical claims. All we're doing is sharing with you how you can activate your own cells by using your own, I call light force energy, to do it and heal itself naturally without drugs or spices and herbs or none of those things. Dr. Don, thanks for jumping on. And next week we'll be doing Pick a Patch again. Do you want to pick it now, or you want to think about it? We've done 39. We've done.
Yeah, what were you thinking of, Dr. Stan? Which patch?
I don't know. You know, we haven't talked about Icewave.
Yeah, let's do that. Let's do Icewave.
Let's do Icewave next week, because it's a different animal in our patch, Pick a Patch, you know, arsenal, so to speak. But it's a very important patch that can really help people. So with that, guys, we're gonna.
Yes.
Okay. All right, guys. Thanks for tuning in. We'll be back next Monday night at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time for Pick a Patch with Dr. Don and Dr. Stan. Thanks for tuning in, guys.